Hello everyone and welcome to a tooling update here on my channel. 3D printing has become a big part of making Halloween decorations, and so today another 3D printer is coming to me. I'm talking about the P1S from Bambulab with AMS extension. The printer is being hyped a lot in the internet and I'll see today whether that's true. The P1S will replace the Anycubic Cobra Neo, which served me well for 1.5 years now, but more on that later. I'll take you with me when I unbox the printer, set it up and of course doing the first print. The whole thing is so interesting because Bambulab promises on its website that the printer will be ready to use in 15 minutes. Well, we will see if that's the case. Since there are already a lot of detailed unboxing videos of the printer on YouTube, I thought we do things a little differently today. I'll stop the time to see whether the promised 15 minutes for setup are enough or maybe not. But don't worry, don't have to watch me for 15 minutes setting up the printer. You will see the unboxing and setup as a one-shot take in time-lapse, and during that I'll tell you a few more details about the printer itself. But before we start, here's an important note. The video has no sponsorship, I bought the printer myself and I'm sharing my impressions of unboxing and the first start with you. I don't receive any support from Bambulab for creating this video here. Well, that's all that said. Welcome to Old School Haunter, let's get started. Alright, here's the box with the printer in it. It has the dimensions 48.5 by 48.5 by 59.5 centimeters and it weighs 22.3 kilograms. I'm curious about what's waiting inside, so let's go. Here's the time lapse with stopwatch and the details about the printer for you. Alright, while you're watching me unboxing and assembling the printer, here are some technical things about it. So we have a build volume, so a print volume of 25.6 by 25.6 by 25.6 centimeters. The shell is enclosed, made of plastic and glass, and at the front side you have a door. The hot end is all metal and the max hot end temperature is 300 degrees Celsius. The nozzle diameter is 0.4 mm and this nozzle is included and shipped with the printer, and optional you can use some nozzle with a diameter of 0.2, 0.6 and 0.8 millimeter. The max build plate temperature is 100 degrees Celsius and the max print speed is set to 500 mm per second. But to be honest, for me this is more a theoretical value because there have to be some very good circumstances to reach this print speed. The chamber's temperature is regulated by a fan and the fan contains an active carbon filter. The P1S supports filament and is ideal for PLA, PETG, TPU, PVA, PET, ABS and ASA, and at least for the last ones you need an enclosed print volume. The printer is also capable for PA and PC. The printer also contains a monitoring camera inside the chamber and the camera is already set up for you. This is a low-rate camera at a resolution of 1280 by 720 and you have a frame rate of 0.5 frames per second, so at least you can watch into the printing chamber. And the camera also supports time-lapse videos, and yeah, I'm curious about how good these time-lapse videos will be at the end. The P1S also contains a filament runned out sensor, and this is always good because then the printer will stop when the filament is empty and will wait until you added new filament. So if you don't have such a sensor, the printer will simply continue the print and yeah, print until the end without some filament. So last but not least we have some physical dimensions. So the P1S is 38.9 by 38.9 by 45.8 centimeter and you have a gross weight of the package of 17.6 kilogram. When placing the printer somewhere you need additional 8 centimeters in depth because the printer has the outlet for unused filament at the backside, so please calculate with a total depth of 46 to a max of 50 centimeters here. And the P1S combo together with AMS extension you have 38.9 by 38.9 by 69 centimeters in height, and when lid is open you have 86 centimeters in height and the weight is 21.6 kilogram with package, and without package you have 17.5 kilogram. So right, let's stop here. We are at 20 minutes currently and the printer is performing a self-testing currently. So I subtract 2 or 3 minutes due to rearranging the video setup here during filming. So we have about 17 minutes. So setting up the printer in 15 minutes is really tough, I think. So right, self-test completed and your printer's ready. Enjoy printing, happy time, here we go. So I didn't check the time, how long it took to complete the self-test here. But since there's no error, I think everything is okay. And yeah, if we take a look at the manual, there's a step here which I skipped at the moment. Here we can set up the app from Bambulab. This is the step I skipped here because we want to print. And according to the manual, we can print a Benji, which is pretty cool here. And yeah, above the display here at the top, we have a slot for the SD card, and there's a SD card inside. And hopefully there is a Benji on it. Yeah. So we need some filament for printing. And if you take a look into the box, yeah, we have some filament chipped with the printer. We have white filament, orange and green filament, which we can use for testing here. And the manual tells us to insert only one filament roll for testing at the beginning. But before we can print, I will put the printer to the ground because the table is not the stablest one here. So let me put the printer to the ground, insert a filament roll and then fire up for the Benji. Alright, Benji is printed and this is the result. Very bad result here. And yeah, this was printed using the Bambulab printer, but in this case it was my fault because when the printer was finished and I took out the Benji, I thought to myself, this cannot be the correct result here, because when a manufacturer delivers an already sliced model together with some PLA for test printing, this cannot be the correct result here. So I took a look at the back of the PLA, of the white PLA, and there was an advice on it here. So support for PLA, only used for support interface with PLA. And this tells me that the white PLA, which is delivered together with the Bambulab printer, is only used for support structures. And this explains this bad result here, because you all know support structures don't have to be very well here, don't have to look very well. And sorry, short interruption. I'm currently editing the video, you are watching it, and after performing the filming about the Bambulab P1S, I reprinted the Benji a second time using the white filament which is shipped with the printer. Therefore I did another calibration of the printer, but the result was pretty much the same. So this leads me to 2 points. Point number 1, the white filament which is shipped with the printer is only be used for support structures, as it gets mentioned on the package. And point number 2 is more like a guess here. The white filament here can not be used for such a high speed print which is used to print the Benji. So back to the video. So I reprint the Benji using the green PLA, and on the green PLA you have the same as on the orange one, PLA Basic. And using the green PLA, we got this result here. So this is how it should look like. This is very impressive. This is the Benji I wanted to see here. Very good result, clear print result here. There are some few spots which can be printed better, but I have to admit, for this workflow, so unbox the printer, assemble it, fire it up, and insert the PLA and do the printing of the Benji, this result is very impressive here. All the setup routine, all the leveling was done by the printer automatically, and for this workflow, this result is very impressive here. So I didn't do anything for the leveling here. So Benji is printed. Now let's take a quick detailed look at the printer itself, and then we come to some final words. Alright, printer's assembled, we get a first test print, and now let's have a short summary of the video. I really like the simplicity in setting up the printer, so unboxing, assembling until the first print is pretty straightforward and very, very simple. We didn't meet the 15-minute mark, which is promised by Bambulab on the website. I needed about 20 minutes, but to be honest, this is not a big deal. If you hurry up a little bit, you can do it in 15 minutes. But I have to admit, setting up the Wi-Fi and setting up the Bambulab account and connect everything is not included in this 15 minutes. So 15 minutes from unboxing, assembling until the first print should be possible. The manual which is shipped with the printer is pretty straightforward. You have pictures in it, you have text in it which explains what to do, and if the manual didn't help you, just go to the website of Bambulab. There's a video tutorial on how to unbox and assemble the printer. Sorry, another interruption. After filming the Bambulab P1S, I tested the time-lapse functionality of the camera inside the Bambulab printer. Therefore, I created a 2-color print, which is done automatically by the printer. And here I used the nameplate of my Halloween project, Mr. Bubbles. Link is down in the description. The print itself took 38 minutes and the camera of the Bambulab printer created a time-lapse video with a length of 2 seconds. You can see it running in background here. From my point of view, it's quite usable, it's okay. As I mentioned, it is the small HD format, so 1280 by 720. But now it's up to you. What do you think about it? Tell me down in the comments. I promise this was the last interruption. Back to the video. But besides the simplicity in setting up the printer and the fun fact that I already bought the printer, there are 3 points I want to mention which I don't really like about the printer itself. I just want to mention the points if you think about buying the printer. The first point is about the door. So I don't speak about the door itself, the door is pretty cool. I speak about where the door is attached to. You don't have the possibility to attach the door on the other side. If you know how to do it, please let me know down in the comments. For most people, having the door on this side is not a big deal, but in dependency of where you place the printer, it can be better to open the door on the other side. So to open in this direction to have an easier access to the inside of the printer. Point number 2 is about the connectivity of the network. The printer only supports Wi-Fi and you don't have an Ethernet port to attach network cable. And to be honest, when we talk about a printer on this price range, having both possibilities to use Wi-Fi or a network cable should be possible. I know there are guys outside who tells you, hey, why use a network cable? This is so old school, nobody uses a cable anymore. Let me tell you something. I placed the printer somewhere in the corner where the printer tickets work, so why not attaching a cable? And to be honest, using a network cable is always the stablest connectivity in the network. If I would move the printer around all the time, I'm with you to use Wi-Fi, of course. Point number 3 is about the display itself. To be honest, I know other printers which are half the price of the Bambulab P1S and which have a much larger display and provide the information in a much better way. When we talk about the printer on this price range here, the display of the Bambulab P1S is very Spartan and Bambulab could have added a much larger display. Sure, you have all the information in place which you need, but having a little bit larger display would be better to operate with the printer. So besides these 3 points which I mentioned, the main reason for me to buy the printer was the AMS extension, so printing multiple colors at a time. And please remember, you can extend it up to 16 colors, and the close print volume here. Because I want to print ASA or ABS filament, and for these filaments having a close print volume is crucial. And to be honest, I tried printing ABS in the past with an opened print volume and I don't want to talk about it, didn't work. So what's left now? I place the printer at its final position, set up the Bambulab account, set up the Wi-Fi, and then I'm curious to use the printer in my Halloween project. So we are at the end of the video, and please remember the video has a sponsorship, so please consider subscribing to my channel. If you have questions or suggestions, please feel free to write them down in the comment section, and if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. And for today I say thanks for watching, see you next time, and happy printing!